Now we're going to work on some penetration skills in case you either want to attack the tall opponent, especially if he's faster, he's going to be beating you to the draw, or if you want to try some type of counter. Let's work a couple of things. First of all, Mark, let me work with you a second. When you're up against a tall opponent, whether he's a hard hitter, a faster opponent, whatever, you want to be able to try to get a sense of his timing. You want to learn to time his kicks, time his trigger squeeze. So if I see, for example, Mark get ready to time a punch, and let's say he's got a good reverse punch or a good bat knuckle, good side kick, but there's a little drop or a little movement he does in advance before he squeezes the trigger, then I might want to use what we call offensive timing. Offensive timing means this. Just before he punches, I'm going to go in front of his trigger squeeze and try to beat him to the draw. Now that's kind of hard against a taller person because I may be faster, but I still have that extra gap, an extra distance I have to bridge to get in there before I can use my speed advantage, because he still has the advantage of reach. Preferably what I like to do is if he's a little slow on the draw or he's got a little too much hang time on the end of the punch and kick, then I want to come in the back door. That's what I mean by using defensive time. In other words, let's say he's throwing this punch with the front hand. I let the punch come all the way out. And right at the point of pressure, that means right at the point where you'd be making contact, we call that point of pressure. Right, that's the moment I want to squeeze or trigger my counter. So if he's throwing a punch, I'll let him fire it. I may slip to the side. Then right at the end of the punch, that's when I trigger my counter punch. Hope he's got a little too much hang time. Sometimes these tall guys, they have an advantage of leverage because they're tall, and sometimes they're very powerful fighters because of their reach and their leverage advantage. So you only get nailed on the outside of that punch or nailed on the outside of the kick. So sometimes it's hard to get on the inside of the kick and inside of the punch. But if you let him fire the punch and there's a little too much hang time on the punch or the kick, he's sort of like waiting for a receipt or spectating, then he's going to be a little slow on his recovery. So he's got a good release when it comes out, but he's got slow recovery speed. So when he's got slow recovery speed, I want to come in after the punch. That's called defensive timing. We call it coming in the back door. All right? So I'm going to show you a couple of drills now which we can work on working it. Eddie, what I want you to do is I want you to move around, and every once in a while, I just want you to cock your shoulder. As soon as I see him cocking his shoulder, he's getting ready to punch. I just want you to step in and just sort of slap his hand down like so. I'm going to move around. As soon as he cocks your shoulder, just step in and slap the shoulder. See it? Step in and slap the hand down. See what I'm doing? I'm taking away his reach. So I'm coming in the front door. I'm using that little obstruction. You understand what I'm doing? Right position. This little timing drill. All right. Right position. Move around. As soon as you see him cock, step in and slap that hand down. Slap the hand down. Boom. Good. As soon as you cut the shoulder, step in and slap it down. Boom. Boom. Now, so they're not getting predictable. Every once in a while, you see him cock that shoulder, just kind of step back. Like, ooh, here comes that punch. You know, keep moving side to side. Now, notice what you're doing. You're going back to the old way. We just worked on never standing directly in front of him. This is his territory, see? This is yours, see? Don't accommodate his reach. Does everybody understand that? Don't accommodate his reach. So I'm going to be moving side to side as I'm doing that drill. And every time I see him do that, I'm going to step back or step in and slap it down. Every time I see him cut his shoulder, I'll step back, see, or step in and slap the shoulder. Got it? Okay, now, next step. This is what I want you to do. See, he was dropping his shoulder so you could come in front of it. See, that's called offensive. You're coming in to intercept. You're going in front of his technique, beating him to the door. That's one way that you can penetrate a taller person's lead-off kick or lead-off punch. But it takes a lot of perception skills, ability to anticipate, and, of course, a lot of practice. Remember the principles I'm showing you. Don't accommodate his reach. And as soon as you get caught standing stationary, directly in front of him, in his territory, he has the advantage. Always attack from a position of strength to a position of weakness. That means you must always neutralize his position before you squeeze the trigger to attack. Now let's go to another drill. This time what I want you to do is this. I want you to move around, it's kind of side to side. Don't put pressure on him, Mark, for the sake of space. And if it's a new student, see, as soon as you start putting pressure on him, you're increasing the pace, you're increasing the pressure, you're stripping away his ability to develop confidence. So what I do sometimes with a taller person, don't use your reach against me, don't use your speed against me. Let's just work on one thing tonight. Got me? Got me? So no fast pace, no speed. Just kind of stand there and accommodate me. Now, what you do is move around like this, and every once in a while, I just want you to fake. Now, as soon as you step in and fake, watch what I do. Take a little step forward. In boxing, that's called step in, step out. And if you do it fast, that's called a pump step. So as you pump with the shoulder, I want you to just step out with a fast jab at the head. Okay? So you're going to draw the punch, and as soon as you punch, I just want you to step a little shift to the side. Now, watch what I'm doing. Slow motion. Fake, and as soon as he shoots, you go to the side. Watch again. I fake, as soon as you shoot, you go to the side. See, as soon as you go to the side, you're ready for your reverse punch. Shoot, takedown, see? Or you can come in with a combination. Boom, boom. Got me? I try it, see what happens now. You just try to bait him up first. There you go. Keep going side to side, and you choose the time that you want to. All right, try to stay center stage here as much as can. After you fake, you can step back or just try to slip and go inside. See what I'm doing? Good. Good. Okay, now watch. When a tall person fires a kick, I can get on the outside or inside. When he fires a punch, just use the right reverse punch or right straight in. Here, I don't want to go here because I'm open for that punch. So if I can, I want to slip to my outside, so it opens up. Inverted reverse punch here, 45, uppercut. I can uppercut the elbow, I can hook the elbow, I can come back over the top. So what I want to try to do is draw that right hand so I can slip to the outside, pop him, sit. Now, this is what I want you to do as a drill. Watch the drill now. Back up a second. I can't fight him from here. If I'm moving side to side, he's over there. What good is that doing me? That's just a defensive strategy. So I need an offensive game plan as well. So now watch. What I want you to do is, he's going to step in with a 1-2 combination. He's going to fire the jab. I want you to cuff it. No, a little slow for me, Big Mark. He's going to jab, you cuff it. When he throws the right hand, I want you to slip to the outside. Now watch it again. Jab, right hand, slip to the outside. Jab, slip the right hand outside. Now, that's one way of doing it. Let's do it a little easier. This is what I want you to do. I'm going to cuff it. Throw the jab, cuff, right hand. I want you to roll. No, right at the head, right at the head, right at the head. Boom, boom. I want you to roll it. All right. See what I'm doing? All right, now try that now. Position. Jab, cuff, right hand roll. Move around, move around. 1, 2. Keep moving sideways, keep moving sideways, keep moving sideways. Don't stand straight in front of him. Good. A little slower pace, Mark, a little slower pace. The speed of the punches is fine. Just keep the pace down. Give me more lateral motion there, Eddie. Eddie, circle him, circle him, circle him. There you go. Come on around, come on around. Good. Okay, now back reposition. So what you're learning is, when you're in front of him, you want to keep as much rhythm as possible. If your position is not moving, you're going to get hit. Right? So you want to keep that position moving. That's your defensive game plan. If the position is not moving, you lack what we call foot rhythm, then I want body rhythm. I need the body moving. I need the body going side, outside, roll inside, roll outside, rock back, duck. See, there's a lot of things I can do with that body. Keeping my hands free for the counter, so I can grab if I want to do a takedown or whatnot. So now, position against me. This time, what I'd like you to try to do is, he's going to throw the straight jab, cuff it. When the right hand comes, I want you to roll inside. See, now he's brought his target to me. See? And then I just want you to touch him underneath. 1, over the top, 2. Back reposition. He comes in, 1, 2. 1, 2, back. Nice and easy. See what I'm doing? Now, if I'm doing it with a coach, I might wear mitts. Watch this for a second. Come up here and face me. A little closer, a little closer, a little, come on, a little closer. I'm not going to hit you. Ha! Fool you. Come here. I jab, you cuff it with your hand. Boom. When I throw the right hand, slip to the outside. Boom. Now you go, oh, wait for me, wait for me. I don't want to get hit. You know, you can hit Mark, but not me. I come back underneath. That's the liver punch. Back over the top with the hook. Boom. See what I'm doing? I try it again. Cuff. Boom. See what you're doing? You're bringing the taller guy to you. That helps you penetrate. See what I'm doing? All right. Try it again now. Try it with him now once. Step in. Cuff. Boom. 1, 2. Good. There we go. Nice and easy. Boom, 2. Boom, boom. Back reposition. Circle around, Eddie. Circle around, Eddie.